Hi, and welcome to this special television presentation. I'm Matt Prater, here at the historic Regent Cinema in Brisbane. And just like the Louvre in the Da Vinci Code, this building's had its fair share of intriguing history. With bullet holes still visible in the mural ceiling, the result of a shotgun attack in the 1980s. Obviously someone really didn't like the film. We begin our program here so we can ask moviegoers about the questions that have been raised during the Da Vinci Code. What doubts does it raise about the church?
It does seem to raise a few doubts.
It's all a big suspect for me with the picture of Jesus and his wife or not his wife.
If it is like this, I would really doubt now, nearly everything.
How do you think Jesus is portrayed?
Was portrayed as a man, mortal, but still a mystery.
We'll take those questions and explore real answers as we look at the gift of the Da Vinci Code. Your guide, historian and pastor Phil McCallum from Church New Hope, Brisbane.
Well, welcome to the gift of the Da Vinci Code. We're coming to you today from Brisbane's Roundhouse Theatre in the suburb of Kelvin Grove, where with a packed studio audience, we're going to unpackage the gift of the Da Vinci Code. It was in a car very similar to this that Sophie Neveu traveled through the compact and crowded streets of Paris. And if you've watched the movie, you'll remember that particular scene where she and Robert Langdon are seated in the front seat, and she manages to drive at high speed backward through the city streets and narrowly squeezes through two garbage trucks and just barely makes it through. How did she do it? Well, like most things in TV land, it's all smoke and mirrors. The car, in fact, was mounted on the back of another car, which itself was driving forward while Robert Langdon and Sophie were just pretending to drive backward. Many people have looked at this and said, well, maybe the same thing is happening in the church. In the movie The Da Vinci Code, the impression that the author Dan Brown gives is that it really is just a matter of smoke and mirrors, that Christianity is a bit of a scam, and that there's evidence that seems to discredit the message of the Christian faith that Christians have historically believed. My name is Pastor Phil McCallum, and not only am I a pastor of a church, New Hope Brisbane, but I'm also an honors graduate with a degree in history. Now, it may sound smart, but I wasn't that smart, because you can starve to death with a degree in history without a real job, unless you're Dan Brown, who took his knowledge of history and with that has made millions of dollars. The book, The Da Vinci Code, is incredibly controversial. Wherever the movie has aired, it has brought reaction from critics and from moviegoers alike. In the city of Cannes in France, where the movie was screened before film critics, it brought hoots and hollers and catcalls from the audience that were there to hear it. In the island of Samoa, the government of Samoa has censored the movie and banned it from being played in that nation's theaters. In the islands of Fiji, the people of Fiji have boycotted the movie and refused to go to it. As a result, it's been a non-event. In China, we hear that the government has confiscated all copies of the Da Vinci Code from cinemas and without explanation has banned the airing of the movie. The Da Vinci Code has brought all sorts of responses. It's had a tough rap. So why would we want to call this the gift of the Da Vinci Code? The gift of the Da Vinci Code is not necessarily the facts that are in the book, but the three powerful and profound questions that really are the center of the book. These questions need to be answered either in the book or in life itself. Those questions, along with the help of my pit crew, are first, is Christianity a scam? The second question, what is it that God has against women? And the last question, isn't Jesus just a nice guy? For the next hour, we're going to set these questions loose as we unpackage the gift of the Da Vinci Code.
Before the program began, we surveyed a group of non-church attending people and asked them about the